In a village divided by tradition and progress, a young outsider becomes the catalyst for change. But can he bridge the gap between the old ways and the new? The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a warm golden hue over the village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and ancient forests. This quaint village had long been known for its rich tapestry of legends and prophecies, woven together by the voices of its women. The men of Eldoria had often been relegated to the roles of farmers and traders, while the women, with their deep connection to the land and its mysteries, were seen as the true leaders, the seers, the keepers of the ancient prophecies. As the last rays of sunlight flickered across the cobblestone streets, a weary traveler named Caelum arrived at the village's entrance. His dark hair was tousled by the wind, and his piercing blue eyes held a glimmer of curiosity. He had journeyed far, drawn by the whispers of a prophecy that spoke of a great change, a change that would be heralded by a man. Upon entering Eldoria, Caelum was immediately struck by the vibrant energy of the village. Women moved gracefully through the streets, their laughter mingling with the soft rustle of leaves. They carried baskets filled with herbs and flowers, their voices ringing with wisdom and strength. Caelum felt an inexplicable pull towards them, as if he was stepping into a world where the very essence of life pulsed with feminine power. As he wandered, he noticed a gathering in the village square. A circle of women sat on woven mats, their faces adorned with intricate patterns of paint. They were the elders, revered figures who possessed the gift of foresight. Caelum felt a stirring in his heart. He knew he had to approach them. "Welcome, traveler," one of the elders said, her voice smooth like honey. She had silver hair that cascaded down her back, and eyes that sparkled with ancient knowledge. "What brings you to Eldoria?" "I seek understanding," Caelum replied, his voice steady despite the flutter of nerves in his stomach. "I've heard tales of a prophecy that speaks of a man who will bring change to this village." The women exchanged knowing glances, and the elder smiled knowingly. "You are not the first to seek us out, young man. The prophecy you speak of has been passed down through generations. It foretells a great transformation, one that will challenge the very fabric of our traditions." Caelum felt a tremor of apprehension. "What role do I play in this prophecy?" The elder leaned closer, her gaze piercing through him. "You are the one who will help us redefine leadership, who will empower the voices of women in ways we have yet to imagine. But be warned, the path will not be easy." Days turned into weeks as Caelum settled into the rhythm of village life. He spent his mornings learning from the women of Eldoria, absorbing their wisdom and understanding their roles as leaders. They taught him about their connection to the earth, the cycles of nature, and the importance of nurturing community. He discovered that they held council meetings under the ancient oak tree, where decisions were made collectively, with everyone's voice valued. As Caelum immersed himself in their world, he began to challenge the traditional gender norms that had been deeply ingrained in him. He started to see the strength in vulnerability, the power in listening, and the importance of collaboration. The women, in turn, welcomed his insights, and together they devised plans to address the issues facing Eldoria, from resource management to education for the younger generations. One evening, as they gathered around a fire, Caelum shared his vision for a new future. "What if we created a council that includes both men and women, where everyone's ideas are valued equally?" he proposed, his voice rising with passion. However, not everyone in Eldoria was pleased with the changes. Some men, steeped in the old ways, felt threatened by the prospect of shared leadership. They gathered in secret, plotting to undermine the efforts of Caelum and the women. One night, as Caelum was returning from a meeting, He overheard them speaking in hushed tones. "We cannot allow this outsider to disrupt our way of life," one man hissed. "We must remind the village of its traditions." Caelum's heart raced. He knew he had to confront them, to stand up for the vision he had come to believe in. The next day, he gathered the women and shared what he had heard. "We cannot let fear dictate our future," he said, his voice steady. "We must stand united against those who wish to hold us back." With the women by his side, Caelum approached the village square. The men who had opposed them had gathered there, their faces twisted with anger and resentment. "You do not belong here," one of them shouted, pointing a finger at Caelum. "You are an outsider meddling in our affairs." Caelum stepped forward, his heart pounding. "I may be an outsider, but I believe in the strength of this community. I believe that together we can create a future where every voice matters, where leadership is shared, and where our differences are celebrated." A hush fell over the crowd. The women stood resolutely behind him, their presence a testament to the bond they had forged. One of the elders, the silver-haired woman who had first welcomed Caelum, stepped forward. "This man speaks the truth," she said, her voice resonating through the square. "We have the power to shape our destiny, to challenge the norms that bind us." The tension in the air was palpable. The men who had opposed them exchanged glances, uncertain. Caelum seized the moment. "Let us hold a gathering, a council where every voice can be heard. We will discuss our future openly and honestly, without fear of retribution." The crowd murmured, and slowly, some of the men began to nod in agreement. "Perhaps it is time for change," one of them said, his tone softer. "We cannot ignore the wisdom of our women any longer." With the support of both men and women, the council was established. It became a space where ideas flowed freely, where traditions were honored, but also where new visions took root. Caelum found himself in a unique position, acting as a bridge between the two worlds. He listened, facilitated discussions, and encouraged collaboration. As the weeks passed, the village began to transform. The women shared their knowledge of herbal medicine, agriculture, and craftsmanship, while the men brought their skills in trade and construction. Together, they worked on community projects, from building a new school to creating a communal garden that thrived under their collective care. The sense of empowerment that permeated Eldoria was palpable. Women who had once been hesitant to speak up found their voices, while men learned to appreciate the strength that came from vulnerability and collaboration. Caelum's heart swelled with pride as he witnessed the blossoming of a new community spirit. However, the shadows of resistance still lingered. A faction of men, unwilling to accept this new reality, began to spread rumors, sowing discord among the villagers. They claimed that the women were becoming too powerful, that the traditional ways were being dismantled. One evening, as Caelum and the women gathered to discuss their progress, the atmosphere grew tense. "We must address the rumors," one of the women said, her brow furrowed with concern. "If we do not stand together, we risk losing everything we've built." Caelum nodded, understanding the weight of their words. "We will hold a public meeting," he declared. "We will confront the rumors head-on and reaffirm our commitment to unity and shared leadership." The day of the meeting arrived, and the village square was filled with villagers eager to hear the discussions. Caelum stood at the forefront, flanked by the women who had become his allies and friends. The air crackled with anticipation as the crowd settled into an uneasy silence. "We are here today to address the rumors that have been circulating," Caelum began, his voice steady. "These rumors seek to divide us, to undermine the progress we have made together. but we must remember that our strength lies in our unity. A murmur rippled through the crowd, and Caelum continued. The women of Eldoria have always been our leaders, our guides. They possess wisdom that is invaluable to our community. Embracing this shared leadership does not diminish our roles as men. It enhances our village as a whole. One of the men who had been spreading the rumors stepped forward, his face flushed with anger. "You are leading us astray, Caelum. This is not how our village has been run for generations." Caelum took a deep breath, feeling the tension rise. We cannot cling to the past out of fear. We must look to the future with courage. Together we can create a village where every voice matters, where leadership is not defined by gender, but by the strength of our character. The women stood resolutely behind him, their presence a testament to the bond they had forged. One of the elders stepped forward, her voice calm yet firm. "We are not here to usurp power. We are here to share it. Our prophecies have always spoken of balance, of harmony between the masculine and feminine energies." The crowd began to shift, uncertainty giving way to contemplation. Caelum seized the moment. "Let us create a new narrative for Eldoria, one that honors our traditions while embracing the potential of our future. We can be a beacon of hope for other villages, a model of collaboration and respect." One of the men who had opposed the changes stepped forward, his tone softer. "Perhaps it is time for change," he said. "We cannot ignore the wisdom of our women any longer." Slowly, the tension began to dissipate. The men who had opposed the changes started to listen, their expressions softening as they considered the possibility of a new way forward. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more captivating African tales that inspire and empower. Join our community of storytellers and explorers, and be part of the journey to celebrate the beauty of African culture and heritage. Stay blessed, and until next time, keep the stories alive.
I wanna go to Africa, make her feel the vibe, where the roots stay deep and the spirit stay alive. From the Niger beats to the Ghana dance, let the music carry me, give me one more chance. I want meet the people, make we share some love, learn the local pidgin, even learn to craft. From the pyramids in the north to the Cape down south, I want soak all in, with no doubt. Oh, Africa, your call is sweet, my dear. If you pull my heart, I did come near. With open arms and open mind, what I go find, I wonder what I go find. I wanna go to Africa, make her feel the vibe, where the roots stay deep and the spirit stay alive. From the Niger beats to the Ghana dance, let the music carry me,